And so I wanted to just touch on a couple of things too that not a lot of people talk about, but just because we're on the ascension journey and our consciousness is expanded, and we have this understanding and knowing, a lot of us light workers and star seeds and people who have been on this path, a lot of us still have ties to people, places, things, whatever, in the third dimension. Not a lot of people have been able to completely sever the ties of their third dimensional reality in full totality. And so, for example, some of us might have family members and loved ones and parents, such as myself, my mother, who is sadly, just not choosing ascension at this moment in time. But we can only hope that through this disclosure and through the things that are going to be happening in this year moving forward, there's still a chance for a lot of the people who are sleeping to actually have an awakening. There's always a chance. But there's still, many of us who are dealing with loved ones who are very much in 3D still. And so we are living in between worlds. We are living in between realities, and we are really accessing that multidimensional self of us, right? And so for me, I have to traverse back and forth from my 3D life to my 5D life. And I've been doing this for a long time because my mother has been sick. And so she's in 3D. And so having to step down back into that 3D reality where, I'm dealing with her sickness and her views and her belief systems, and the fact that she doesn't see the truth or understand what we do. It's like I'm a stranger to her because I'm existing in a completely different consciousness and reality. But I love her so much. And part of my contract wasn't to walk away from her and abandon her just because she's in 3D. But I will tell you, there's a lot of us that are going through this that most people won't talk about. You don't hear a lot of people talking about, excuse me, how challenging it is to live between worlds and to be able to, work in between those frequencies of going into your higher dimensional aspects and then having to step back down into the underworld. It's very, very challenging. And so my personal story is that my mom, my earth mother, God bless her soul, is just not, she's not awake like me. And I've been trying to show her the way and drop seeds for years and years and years and years, but her consciousness just isn't ready. And I had to find acceptance in that, which took a very, very long time for me to do. I almost watched my mom leave her body 3 times, and it's been really traumatizing to me, even though I know and understand that we don't die, and I understand that there's an ascension happening and not everybody's going to be able to make it through that. It's been very heavy for me. This is one of my contracts and my obstacles in this lifetime that's been very, very challenging. And, just wanting your mother, your loved ones to come with you, knowing that they're probably not coming with you, is a very challenging thing. No matter how strong you are, no matter how awake you are, and how ascended you are and expanded in your consciousness, it still takes a lot of strength and compassion in that state of neutrality to accept the fact that, your loved ones might not be coming with you this time around. But of course, we're all going to be rehabilitated. We're all ascending at some level. And so we just have to understand that. But the situation with my earth mom is very challenging because, I still have to take her to doctor's appointments. I still have to do 3D things. And so trying to balance my life with my mother and still trying to be there for her and to love her and support her and guide her the best that I possibly can as a spirit guide for her. But having to step down into doctors and hospitals and all of the 3D things that I severed from that I don't agree with, that I don't believe in, that I am not a part of anymore, that I haven't been a part of for, 13, 14 years of my life now. Having to step into that again is so brutal. It's just so brutal. And there are times where, I just wish that I can just cut the cords and run, right? But I will tell you, part of my contract is not to just run, no matter how challenging the relationship is. Because I feel that, even those who are star-seeded and light workers on this ascension path, we are anchoring the light for these changes, holding that within our DNA. And we're here on a very big mission. But I never got the urge and the call to completely abandon my 3D loved ones, unless, of course, they were a detriment to my life journey at a level that I couldn't handle. So I really feel like there is a self-mastery and an initiation and a process of really coming into your multidimensionality and your ability to actually be in different dimensions, right? While still remaining in your spiritual warrior energetic and knowing who you are and not letting that 3D reality and structure pull you down while you're in it, right? So it's really allowed me to maximize my spiritual tools that I have been learning for most of my life and apply them in this situation. And so I just wanted to touch on that a little bit because I know there's a lot of people out there that are still very much connected to their earth family, friends, mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters who I'm sure thought about walking away many times because your frequency is just not in alignment to theirs anymore, because you're choosing the ascension path and they're choosing a different trajectory. So the frequencies are in alignment. And I'm sure it's very, very challenging for you. And I just want you to know that I see you and I honor you and I understand how hard that is when you're on this ascension journey and you're still trying to assist someone that's in 3D. This is all part of the mastery. And again, we feel into situations. If they are pulling us down and they're a detriment to our ascension journey, then we just have to make certain decisions. Like for me personally, I just created stronger boundaries. I just created boundaries of what my energy can handle. And then I work within that boundary of what I can handle. And it took me a while to get there because my mom is very codependent and my mom is actually very, very young. I have a very young mother. She had me when she was 16. So we're not really much different in age, like 15 years apart. And so there's a lot of codependency there. And she doesn't have anyone else but me, being the only child on this journey. No really, no family, no friends, no partner. So it really has fell on my shoulders. And so the hardest part with being an empath and such a loving, compassionate soul as I am was learning to create that boundary that I needed for myself, so that I could work on my ascension journey and my evolution. And I can be a spiritual steward for humanity and offer my beautiful work in the world, my selfless service in the world, and still be able to be there for someone who is in that different timeline, different frequency, right? Different vibration. It's been very challenging. So whoever is listening right now who has this situation, I feel you. It's not easy. And but these are some of the contracts and lessons of our family of origin. Some of us have ancestral karma that we're still working through, right? This is all part of the mastery. And so I just wanted to share that personal story with you because I know there's so many who are going through that still during this process of ascension. And I just want you to know that you're not alone